Hello everybody, thank you for tuning in for this video. This is the technician from Parts Guru Services Unlimited. We are located in Lansdale, Pennsylvania. We have received this Jura E8 model for repairs, and we will demo how to open the machine and remove the brew group for replacement. This machine, as you see, has the usual typical 3 tiers of dump box. This is the used coffee box, and this is for the water tray and the tray for collection of water. We are removing this first. The frother, actually, we don't really like this frother because it does not drip anything into the drip tray. For making, steaming the milk or doing anything, you have to tilt it to the left. And if you leave it like that, then the drip will come on the countertop rather than go into the drip tray. For opening, of course, this cover for the water tank arrived damaged in the shipping, so it's in my hand, so I'll put it away. We'll remove the tank. And there are, on this model, 4 screws in the back which have the oval head, typical Jura difficult process for unscrewing them because you cannot unless you have a special key. We have, as a part of the preparation, already loosened those 4 locations of these oval head screws. These are, thank God, these are the only 4 screws that you need to remove before you can access any other locations of screws. There are 2 Torx screws on the top in the front, one on the left and one on the right. They are covered by the flaps for the water tank and the bean hopper. We are continuing the process of unscrewing or removing the oval head keys. This is the key specially designed for the oval head screws, and we use the key to remove the oval head screws. We have the proper tool, so it's easy to remove them. I understand that those who do not have these will have a little hard time. The torsion screws in the front, they are size 8 and size 10, and we use the bit for that and remove this front screw, and there is another one in the front here on the left side, viewing it from the back, of course. The oval head key and the Torx screw size 10 are available if anybody wants to order them. And now I will continue to disassemble the parts. We have removed the water tank and the cover for the water tank. Now in the top cover, to remove it after having disconnected all the screws, we lift it from the back and release this to open and remove the top cover for the machine. Now from the top, everything is exposed, but we still need to access and remove the side panels. To remove the side panel, we just need to pull the panel from the back a little out and then pull this backwards so that these hooks get unhooked from these latches. Now, before I go further, I would like to show you the condition of the pre-ground feed from the top. If you see how dirty this is, Obviously, this machine was not maintained properly, but the point of importance here is to see there is all fungus growth on the coffee. As much as we like coffee, it seems that our competitor is fungus, and that also likes to grow and flourish on coffee. We recommend very strongly that whenever it is possible, do not let any coffee grounds or any coffee stains remain there for long, because that will encourage fungus growth. So we just wanted to point out this factor here. The inside of the machine also, as this chute goes down into the feed for the grinder, I'll use the light here to put some light on the inside. You can see the spilled coffee, the sticking coffee grounds, and the dirt. It is also coated with the whitish fungus growth. I'm not saying that it was being used like this, but obviously because it was shipped and the fungus had a good opportunity to grow on the coffee and cause these ugly looking deposits here. So we'll continue with the removal of the side panel, and we'll be back in a minute. The side panel, like on the other side, we removed it. This is also hooked on the corners, and we just need to be a little tricky thing to pull it out and get it separated. The same type of hooks like we had on the other side. And this again, is not a well-maintained machine. It has not been cleaned because obviously the customer did not have the chance to open the side panels or access the internal parts for manual cleaning. And this is where we emphasize that we wish Jura had made it easier for everyone to access the internal parts and manually clean the brew group. As much as they claim that the brew group is the best, it is not best in our view because it cannot be manually cleaned, and there is always the chance of accumulating dirt, spilled coffee, spilled leaking water, and humidity that will encourage growth of fungus. Now, anybody who would see this perhaps would not like the coffee coming out of this machine. That's natural. But the thing is, because no one is able to access this view, so they are innocent and they can continue to use contaminated coffee. We have removed the side panel. Now the brew group is exposed, but in order to remove the brew group, we still have to remove the obstruction that is in the way. And this is the water inlet valve. We need to remove this to make space to slide the brew group out. Now here, there is another Torx screw right in here that can be removed. And then using a flat screwdriver, there is a little notch here that locks it in, this piece. So we need to press that notch to release it, and then lift the other side to release this front piece that is blocking the brew group to be taken out. Now this piece is obviously for the water inlet valve. When you place the tank, this connects and takes the water in from this screw in the bottom. You can remove this if you need to. Otherwise, you can just tilt it on the side and make room for the brew group to slide out. We'll continue showing the screws that need to be released for taking the brew group out. We'll continue disassembling the brew group now, and there are on the side of the brew group, there are 3 screws that we need to remove. The one is on the top here, The second one is on the lower end of the slide. The third one is way back down where the drainage valve is, and the fourth screw is a little up behind the, if you can see, it's behind the coffee scraper. That location is for the fourth screw. So we'll come to this at the first. We have to release the big two major screws that are on the side, opposite side of the brew group, on the away from the partition. These two screws are for 15 Torx drive, and one on this side is very easy to see. That can be removed. The second screw is a little difficult because the encoder, which is clamped with this little clamp here, it goes in to lock the encoder in place. This is the clamp that slides in to lock the encoder in place. We have removed it, and we have also removed the encoder, which connects with this little round housing to catch itself in here. So if we have this in place, then the access to that screw behind is a little difficult. So we have removed the encoder, and that screw is this one that we have removed using Torx size 20. I think I mentioned size 15 for the above one, but that is also size 20, T20, which is Torx 20. So let me remove these, and we'll go to the other side. If you have purchased the guide for illustrated guide for working on these machines, you may still have to make your own notes, take pictures so that you do not miss the steps. The guides are just as they are called guides, but they don't memorize anything for you. So we are continuing the other side of the machine, which is on the side of the brew group, to remove those four screws. One is right on top. This is holding the slide where the gear moves up and down. One down. Second one is down here on the lower end of the slide. Two down. The third one is here under the scraper. And the fourth one, I will tilt the machine on the side so that I can access it easily. There it is, the down under fastening the drainage valve. This model has extra screws which hold the brew unit securely, so that during shipping, if there is any jolt, the brew group does not slide under and disconnect from the water inlet. This is a problem in J models, when during the shipping, the brew group invariably drops down, because the shipping is not just a very mild handling. It can drop the machine in the box, and that disconnects the water inlet to the brew group. And customers have called back and saying that we just got the machine repaired and this is not working. That is because during the jolt, the brew group slides down and disconnects from the water inlet. Well, now all these screws are removed, so we can safely remove the brew group. So while removing, we see that this tube is still connected to the drainage valve. This is the water inlet tube. We need to remove the hairpin lock to separate that screw, the tube, and now the brew group is out. You can see in the bottom there is a lot of spillage of water and the grounds, which make it a little dirty, which is really not a good sight. But that's the way it is, because it cannot be cleaned manually and frequently like you can do in the Seiko machines. That is one point that we are not in favor of these machines, because the company has made it difficult to access and clean anything. Here is the coffee spills and the dirt, and nobody can clean it with the tablet that they give you for cleaning and all that crap. But this is the manual cleaning, and that's why we have to remove this. And we do a complete refurbishing of the brew group when the machine comes to us for repairs. And we also check all the O-rings, gaskets, and whatever it takes to fix the machine properly. We take a little more time than, I can say that, than the Jura Service Center. But it's just the way we work on the machines, that we completely refurbish the brew group and take care of all the cleaning, descaling, and the replacement of O-rings necessary. So for the rule of the game for all those who are repairing it for the first time, you can buy the illustrated guides from our website, or if you have just the diagrams, perhaps you can follow those. But the rule is that you have to make notes of your own. The guide is just a guide. And good luck, and we encourage everybody to repair the machines. But if you have questions, you can email us. If you have any other questions that may help you, feel free to call and ask. Thank you very much for watching the video, and it's a pleasure to share what we know and what we do here, and good luck.